Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing amazingly well. Welcome back to another lesson of English with Ashish. And guys, today in this lesson, we are going to break what a compound sentence is. We are going to learn everything about it. So make sure you watch the lesson until the end. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. Let's do it. So what is a compound sentence? Very simple. A compound sentence is a combination of what? Of two or more, generally two. It's generally two. It's a combination of two independent clauses, complete sentences. These are complete sentences on their own, right? So it's a combination of two independent clauses put together, joined together with a coordinating conjunction. So when you add two independent clauses together, two complete sentences together with a coordinating conjunction, you form a compound sentence. That is how a compound sentence is formed in English. Now, what are coordinating conjunctions? So these are coordinating conjunctions. We have 7 coordinating conjunctions: for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So there is actually a trick to remember these, which is the word fanboys. Fanboys, F for A N N nor, B but, O R Y yet, S so. Okay. Now let's take some examples and understand how to use compound sentences. So guys, we have two sentences here. Number one, Ashish is a soft skills trainer. And number two, Ashish loves helping people out. And both are true. Yeah. Now, since they both are related to each other, they both are talking about the same person, and they both are independent clauses. That means they both are complete sentences. I can bring them together and change it to a compound sentence. All I have to do is use a coordinating conjunction, an appropriate coordinating conjunction, and change these two sentences into one compound sentence. Let's do it. Ashish is a soft skills trainer and he loves helping people out. So this is my first independent clause, all right? This is my first independent clause and this is my second independent clause, right? And we've added these two sentences, these two clauses with this conjunction and we have used a comma before it. Now it is very important for you guys to note that whenever you add two independent clauses, two complete sentences with a coordinating conjunction, you have to use a comma before it, before the conjunction. That's a rule. You have to follow it if you want to be grammatically correct. And of course you do, right? You want to be correct grammatically. Let's take more examples. Example number 1. My parents have gone to Mumbai. My parents have gone to Mumbai and I would have to cook for myself today. So this is a compound sentence and it has two independent clauses in it. My parents have gone to Mumbai. Number 1, I would have to cook for myself today. Number 2. Okay, and these two independent clauses are brought together using this coordinating conjunction. Okay, coordinating conjunction. And see, we've used a comma before it. We've used a comma before it. My parents have gone to Mumbai, comma, and I would have to cook for myself today. Okay, second example. Simi is leaving the organization for she found a better role outside. Simi is leaving the organization. That's independent clause number 1. For she found a better role outside. Right? This is independent clause number 2. Right? Number 1. Number 2, and this is my conjunction, which is for here, which works as the conjunction because, right? So Simi is leaving the organization. Why? Because she found a better role outside, and there is a comma as well. Since both these clauses are related to each other, are connected, closely connected, we are bringing them together. All right, another example. You have everything to enjoy. You have everything to enjoy. Number 1. Yet you keep complaining about being unfortunate. So you have everything to enjoy. Yet in spite of that, you keep complaining about being unfortunate. You shouldn't do that. So again, we're adding two clauses, two independent clauses with a coordinating conjunction, and we're using a comma before the conjunction. Okay. Both these sentences are related to each other. There is a relation. We'll understand the relation. Okay, we'll understand all the coordinating conjunctions and how to form compound sentences using them. We'll do it one by one. Let's start with the very first coordinating conjunction for. Okay, so for is used to give the reason for an action. So it introduces a sentence, an independent clause that works as the reason for the first clause. All right, so let's take some examples and understand this. Example number one: we all are here for because we care about you. So we all are here. Tell me why. Why are we all here? For. This is establishing a relation. Cause relation. Because we care about you. And we've used a comma before it. Alright, so it works like the conjunction because. Second example, she's not talking to anyone. She is not talking to anyone. What is the reason? For she had a rough day at work, and that is the reason why she's not talking to anyone. So this is how we use the coordinating conjunction for to form compound sentences. All right. Number two, and as a coordinating conjunction is used to add two related ideas that are parallel, that are equally important. All right, let me show you some examples. Example number one: they are looking for a coder. They are looking, searching for a coder, and another information related to that. You can be a good fit. They are looking for a coder. This is clause number one. You can be a good fit. This is clause number two. And since it's about a certain situation, there is a connection. I'm bringing these two clauses, these two sentences together, right? They're looking for a coder and you can be a good fit. Example number two: I care about you a lot. I care about you a lot. And what else? You know this. And you know this, right? And again, see, we have used commas before it, right? Let's move to the next conjunction, which is nor. Guys, nor as a coordinating conjunction adds two negative ideas. And the second independent clause here uses inversion in it, meaning the verb comes before the subject, like a question, like we use inversion in interrogative sentences, right? So let's understand this with some examples. Example number one: I don't want to do a job, nor do I like the idea of doing a job. So I don't want to do something. That is the first piece of information, first independent clause, right? Nor do I like the idea of doing a job. Okay, so this is my second independent clause, right? So first is a declarative sentence, negative. And see, it's not using any inversion in it, meaning the verb is not coming before the subject. But in the second clause, the verb is coming before the subject even when it's not a question. And this happens when you add two independent clauses using the conjunction nor. So when you use nor, the second clause, right, has to use inversion in it. Second example: she didn't attend the meeting. She did not do this, nor did she leave us a text to update us about it. So she didn't do this. First, negative information. Second, nor did she leave us a text to update us about the same. So if you say she did not attend the meeting, nor she did leave us a text to update us about the same, that would be incorrect. Don't say that, right? The second clause has to use inversion in it. Okay, that's how we use not to form a compound sentence. Let's learn how to use but to form compound sentences. But as a coordinating conjunction is used to show a contrast between two ideas. That's what it does. Let's take some examples. Number one: I want to help you. I want to help you, but my hands are tied here. Meaning I can't do anything here. I'm not allowed to do anything here. I want to help you. That is independent clause number one. I really want to do this, but I can't do this. So there is a contrast. I want to do it, but I can't do it. There is a contrast, right? It's being introduced by the conjunction but. Okay. Second example: I like the product. I like the product. First clause, but see again contrast. It's too expensive for me. I like it, but it's not for me because it's too expensive for me. That's how we use but to add two independent clauses to show a contrast. Next, or. or as a coordinating conjunction is used to introduce an option, an alternative. That's what it does. Let me show you an example. You can come to my place. Example number one, you can come to my place. You can do this. Option number one, or option number two, we can go out and dine at a good restaurant. So there are two options. There are two alternatives. Number one, you can come to my place and have fun and eat something, right? This is independent clause number one. Or we can go out and dine at a good restaurant. Now guys, notice this is just one clause. This is one clause where you have two predicates. We can go out and dine at a good restaurant. These are not two clauses. This is just one clause which has two predicates in it. Okay. Second example, do you want to join us or should we just leave? What should we do? There are two options that we're giving you. Do you want to join us? That's question number one. Do you want to do this or should we just leave? What should we do? Right? That's how we form a compound sentence using the coordinating conjunction or. The next one, yet. Yet is also used as a coordinating conjunction to show a contrast. But the information here is shocking, more shocking than the information that is put together using the conjunction but. So when you just state facts and you are not showing or exhibiting emotions or astonishment, use but. When you are expressing a shock, astonishment, use yet. Let me show you some examples to make you understand. Alan answered all the questions brilliantly. Example number one, alright. Alan answered all the questions brilliantly, yet they didn't select him. So Alan answered all the questions brilliantly. Brilliantly he did that. Yet, in spite of that, they did not select him. So this is shocking to me. This is news to me. Alright. So I am shocked here. I am emotionally invested here. If I just want to share information, state facts, I would use but. Alan answered all the questions brilliantly, but they did not select me. Alan answered all the questions brilliantly, yet they did not select him. See, feel the difference? That's what the difference is. I mean, a lot of people use these conjunctions interchangeably, which you can do, but there is a difference which I've just shared with you. Second example. She eats all day long, yet she doesn't get fat. She eats all day long, yet she doesn't get fat. How is it fair? This doesn't happen to us. Why is it happening to her? Why she's not getting fat even after eating all day long? So, independent clause number one, independent clause number two, added with this conjunction and there is a comma. So that's how we use yet as a coordinating conjunction. The last conjunction we have is so. So as a coordinating conjunction is used to show a relation between two clauses where the second clause works as a result of the first one. Alright, let me show you some examples. Example number one. I wasn't feeling well yesterday, so I decided not to go to the office. I wasn't feeling well yesterday. This is the reason for something else, which is I decided not to go to the office. So is the coordinating conjunction here, and this is a compound sentence. Second example, I will be busy for an hour, so don't call me. I will be busy for an hour. As a result, this is why don't call me. Alright, so this is how you form a compound sentence using a coordinating conjunction so. Now let's understand all the different ways to form a compound sentence. A compound sentence can be formed in different ways, in a variety of manners. Let's understand how to do that. So we have an example here and we're going to use this example to form a compound sentence in a variety of ways, in different ways. Alright. So we have two sentences here. You can't drive your vehicle here. It's prohibited. It is prohibited. Alright. So these are two different sentences. Two different simple sentences. So one way to put them together and form a compound sentence is to use a coordinating conjunction, right? And use a comma before it. So I can say number one, using a coordinating conjunction. You can't, you cannot drive your gadi here, your car here, right? Uh, for for it is prohibited. Prohibited. Okay, this is the very first way of forming a compound sentence. The second way of forming a compound sentence is using a semicolon. Now it is very important for you guys to understand when to do that. You just cannot use a semicolon to add two sentences together. You can do it when the sentences are closely related. They're referring to the same situation, they're talking about the same situation, there is a connection. If that is the case, you can use a semicolon and add two sentences together, like we can do here. So I'll say, you can't drive this vehicle, your vehicle here. Okay, let's not be lazy. Let's write it. You cannot drive your vehicle here, your car here, semicolon. This is semicolon. It is prohibited. Prohibited. Okay, so this is the second way of forming a compound sentence. The third way of forming a compound sentence is to okay, we already have a pen. Okay, is to use a colon. So I can say, you cannot drive your vehicle here. And why can't I do it? It is prohibited. So you will use a semicolon to add two sentences, two independent sentences together, when the second sentence, second independent clause, explains or summarizes or gives you a reason for the first one. Explains it, clarifies it, summarizes it. Alright? So you cannot drive your vehicle here. Why? It is prohibited. So this one is explaining this. Why am I saying it? Why am I saying that you cannot drive your vehicle here? Because it is prohibited here. You can also use an M dash. You can also use this punctuation, which is just give me a second, guys. Give me a second. So you can also use an M dash. Okay, so you can say, you can't drive your vehicle here, and M dash. It is longer than a dash or a hyphen. All right, you cannot, it's as long as the letter M. You cannot drive your vehicle here, M dash. It is prohibited. Prohibited. Okay. You can also use a conjunctive adverb, that is also known as sentence adverb, right? So I can say, you can't drive your vehicle here, or let's change it. Parking is prohibited here. Prohibited here. Prohibited here. So I'm gonna use semicolon first. Therefore is my conjunctive adverb. Okay. Therefore, you can't park your car here. Okay, so you can use a conjunctive adverb to add two independent clauses together and form a compound sentence. So before the conjunctive adverb, you have to use a semicolon, and after that a comma. So if you want to know more about compound sentences, you go to my website www.englishwithashish.com. I'll leave the link here in the description, and there is everything. All right, there are so many examples of each situation, of all the conjunctions, and you will get to know everything you should know. More than that, and there are FAQs as well. So you can visit my website and you learn everything, more than everything, about compound sentences. All right. So hope now you know what a compound sentence is, why it is used, how it is used, everything about it. Hope you enjoyed the video because I did. And if you did, like it, share it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to it. And if you have any questions, any doubts, do let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Till then, keep learning, have fun. I'm out.